It's 4 o'clock. The top stories live on 7 News. Fears of an interest rate hike after a surge in inflation. A new surgery mega hub to take the pressure off hospitals. Newington College welcomes its very first schoolgirls. Scientists find a link between menopause and dementia. Fresh produce to your door, a new partnership delivers. And Coco Combusts, the world number 3, melts down in Melbourne.
Live from Sydney, this is 7 News with Ann Sanders.
Good afternoon. Borrowers are bracing for a fresh interest rate blow thanks to worrying new inflation numbers. The monthly inflation rate soaring in figures revealed today, setting the stage for the first cash rate hike in more than 2 years. Tim Lester is following the story from Federal Parliament.
For Australians with a mortgage, an ugly set of inflation numbers, and they're likely to rebound in higher costs within days. The Reserve Bank is sure to weigh the new inflation figures as it considers interest rates next week.
Inflation ticked up today in unwelcome but unsurprising ways.
In the 12 months to December, the Consumer Price Index rose to 3.8%. Even taking out volatile items, underlying inflation climbed to 3.3%.
We expected it to tick up, but we know that doesn't make it any easier for people.
It's terrible news for hard-working Australians. These inflation figures are wildly above what was expected.
The new numbers stirring an instant debate over whether government or private spending is to blame.
Once you have a government that has lost control of the economy, it's the Australian public who pay the price.
I mean, if our budget was the problem, if public spending was the problem, then we wouldn't have seen 3 interest rate cuts last year.
With inflation now clearly above the Reserve Bank's 2 to 3% target band, more economists are predicting an interest rate rise next Tuesday. The government makes the point inflation is still well below the levels it inherited in 2022. Even so, as millions of mortgage holders dig deeper just to meet their repayments, rising inflation stands to be a damaging political issue.
David Littleproud's future hangs in the balance, with Queensland MP Colin Boyce announcing a challenge for the leadership of the National Party today. Littleproud has defended his record, pointing out the Nationals held all of their lower house seats in last year's election. Meanwhile, new polling reveals Pauline Hanson has overtaken Susan Lee as preferred Prime Minister. And we'll have more on this development coming up in the bulletin. Officials have confirmed that Sydney's controversial Northern Beaches Hospital is to become a surgery mega hub with thousands of extra operations to help slash waiting lists. Serena Andaloro broke this story and now has more details.
Well, last night we broke the news, and this morning the state's very first high-volume surgery hub was announced here at the Northern Beaches Hospital by the Premier and the Health Minister. Patients to be referred to the Northern Beaches from right across the state, mostly for simple day surgery operations.
5,000 additional surgeries each year, which will take a lot of pressure off the elective surgery waiting list.
It has been called a surgery factory by the state opposition. The Health Minister looking to, in his words, churn through the surgery wait list at some of Sydney's busiest hospitals. Health estimates the hospital has the capacity to perform an extra 5,000 surgeries a year on top of the 20,000 private surgeries it currently delivers.
Today's announcement is one of 4 planks that we have been working through over the last few months. We now have close to 80% of the staff recruited and coming into the hospital.
The announcement praised by the Massif family. They've been fighting tirelessly for the hospital to be transferred into public hands after the death of their son, little Joe.
Healing is not a destination, it's a journey, and this is definitely one step on that journey today.
This will all start July 1. The Health Secretary promising resources are ready, assuring locals they won't have to wait longer. Discussions are still underway about how private services will run at this hospital when it is handed over, particularly those private surgeries.